beautiful twin flames, and welcome back to Tarot for You 444. I'm so delighted you could join me because today, not only do I want to wish you a Merry Christmas, but I want to get a little bit deeper into the twin flame journey, especially with the masculine today. So what I've done is I've brought my really important glasses so that I can really concentrate and study what's going on in the journey. And before I begin, I just want you all to take a really deep breath because if you're experiencing Christmas, you know how that can be. And then I want you to let out all the negativity, all the bullshit, all the toxicity that you've had for the whole year. Wow, that's going to be a big out breath, right? So I want to welcome you to my channel. I want to congratulate the two winners of the free readings that I just gave away. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different. Back in my heyday, I used to love Star Trek. And so what I've done is I've gone and bought some Star Trek trading cards and some other kind of masculine trading cards. I think they're Joe Jusko's actually. And they're a combination in here. So I'm going to be using these decks today as if they're the tarot. So it's going to be quite an interesting read. I've got my cranberry juice, which is great if you get UTIs or any kind of thing to do with kidneys or bladder or anywhere down in that region. Cranberry juice is really amazing. So I promise you I'm not drinking wine. At all. So Little Red Riding Hood is going to join us today. She's going to stare you down and make sure that you are staying in your highest vibration of joy. It's really important that you do that. Really, really important that we need to level up, okay, as a collective of twin flames. Or whatever label you decide. You don't have to necessarily say that you're a twin flame. You might just be a light worker, or you know, enter your details here, ... whatever you think you are. Hashtag, you know, some of the other terms might be star seeds, or I don't know. whatever you want to call yourself today. But it's very important to stay in your joy. So whatever makes you joyful, you know, genuinely joyful. I'm not talking about looking at porn. I'm talking about genuinely joyful. That's where I want you to focus your energy and your attention, okay? I want you to focus your energy and attention on being joyful, because that's where all of the magic is. That's where the magic happens, okay? We also need to remember that we are on a spiritual journey. So looking outside of yourself for things that make you happy is not going to help you with your spiritual journey, if that makes sense. All right? So the more you go within, the more enlightenment, the more epiphanies, the more bridging the gap between you and your masculine will occur. And yeah, it kind of sounds like the same old story all the time. And I'm getting tongue twisted because the masculine has a lot to say to you this Christmas. The masculine wants you to know that he feels you trying to change. For some of you, you are coming from a place of ego. And this is just a reminder to just let your ego go. Just let it go. Okay, just let it go, let it go, let it go, right? Just I don't know why I want to sing that song. Do 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 do. I don't know. Do 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 do. Da 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 da. Walking in a winter wonderland. I mean, maybe some of you are in the snow, or some of you are dealing with some kind of water, or I don't know. It's to do with water anyway. Water is really important for this reading. So, Little Red Riding Hood, before we start the reading, Little Red Riding Hood's going to give you a telepathic message. She says, stare into my eyes. Stare into my eyes. take a moment, take a deep breath. Remember, we're going to breathe in all the goodness, all the light, everything good that's coming to us this year. And we're going to breathe out all the bullshit, because there's been a lot of that going on in the world, right? She's going to whisper it into my ear lovingly, hopefully. She's not going to slap me. And I just noticed something. As she's whispering, look who she's got here. She thinks that's her twin flame, little Woody from Toy Story. Wow, okay. That's a big, long message, Little Red Riding Hood. Oh my goodness. Do you really think that's important? Okay, she said it's very important. And the message is, have you got it yet? Pause the video, have a little think about it. See how psychic you are. The message is supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. Wow. Okay, so if you know where that's from, make sure you comment down below. It's a big message for some of you. You might need to watch that particular movie for a particular reason, all right? I don't know why. Little Red Riding Hood says you'll know why when you see the movie. If you don't know the movie, just message me. But you should know the movie. You can look it up, you know. Imagine typing that into Google. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, right? So type that into Google and see what happens. Some of you need to watch that movie, or it's important for some of you for some reason. Okay, I'll shut up. Reading starts at 7 minutes. My God. Even God is slapping me, saying, hurry up. For goodness sake, these women and men watch my channel too, just FYI, have got places to go, people to see, things to do, and all of that stuff. All right. Wow. Have any of you got a divine masculine with a pet pterodactyl? Because that's what's coming up here for the reading. I'm joking. Of course, I don't need the cards. I'm a psychic medium, but we're going to use the cards for fun, okay? So the first thing we get is the space station. Wow, in Deep Space Nine. For all you Trekkie lovers. And then we get this awesome card here, where we have this pterodactyl looking creature. It's not a pterodactyl, but it is definitely something fierce. And he is assessing the situation. Your divine masculine right now is assessing the situation. Okay, if we want to talk in terms of a space station, which is kind of going to be a little bit weird, but bear with me here for the little story that I've got. If you're on a space station, everything is very organized. You know, the doors will open at the right time. You know, you'll get beamed up, or, you know, your food will be replicated at exactly the right time. But the thing that happens also on a space station, which is really important, apart from everything happening at the right time, is the assessment of situations. Is there any danger coming to me? Isn't it interesting? This card also, I'll get it up the right way in a minute. Little Red Riding Hood's giggling. She's lost the plot on Christmas. Okay, so we've got this assessment of the situation. Your divine masculine is assessing the situation with you, divine feminine. Okay, so this is the time, and this is where I really want you to listen up. At 9 minutes and 19 seconds, this is where I really want you to listen to me. Your divine masculine needs you to act normal at the moment. Don't do any dramatic, crazy stuff. Don't, unless you've already spoken of your love for one another, don't just say, I'm madly in love with you, or I want to get married, or this would be the time to, I don't know, move house together or something like that, right? He's assessing the situation. So just remain calm, remain peaceful, like Little Red Riding Hood here. Do not stare at him like Little Red Riding Hood. It's time to assess the situation for your masculine with you. All right? So just remain calm, peaceful. The best advice I've got to you, Divine Feminine, is to mirror your masculine at this time. If he's not sending you messages, don't send him messages. If he's sending you a paragraph of text, send him a paragraph of text. If he sends you a song, send him a song. Do the mirroring behavior right now. That's really good in the 3D, okay? Now, isn't it interesting, the next card? This guy studies stuff. Very intelligent in Star Trek. Odo. Studying, right? This next card here is trust, right? We have this crazy monkey here, which could be Divine Feminine. You know, we've all been batshit crazy at one time or another, especially this year. We've had some crazy moments. The Divine Masculine here kind of coming through as this Tarzan-like instinctive nature kind of Tarzan figure. He's learning to trust you right now. So there's an essence of trust. So number one, we have him assessing the situation, and now we have this trusting and studying of you going on. That's what he's doing. He's studying you. He's trusting you. Will she hold me up when I feel down? Will she hold me when I feel like something's going to go wrong or something's going to go right even? How is she going to react? So you may find your masculine telling you a story, bringing something up to you. This is so interesting. Maybe even telling a sneaky, cheeky white lie, and then looking to you, right? Let's imagine this is the Divine Masculine's higher self. I still can't talk properly. The Divine Masculine. Sounds like he's a mannequin. Divine Masculine, right? He is going to be studying you to see what you do. So he might say, you might say, for FYI, this is just for fun. You might say, hey, Divine Masculine, you know, how's your week been? And he might say, oh, it's been actually quite terrible because I had to speak to my auntie's brother's cousin's nephew on the phone, and he told me all of this stuff, and oh my God, my whole family is in shock because, you know, I don't know, Aunt Betty sold her entire estate to buy, buy a plot of land in Nigeria or something, right? So he might just be doing some shock value to you to see how you react. The other thing that's going on here is that he wants to see if he creates a little bit of conflict, or if he creates something a little bit like a battle, right? Nothing major, just a little, you know, he might disagree with you on a certain topic or something like that. This is coming in the near future. He wants to see if he can actually create this sexual energy with you, right? So notice here, in between this poor woman's legs, coming is this, you know, creature. I don't know what it is, a dragon mixed with a pterodactyl or something like that, right? He's bringing this drama to see what you're going to do. Are you going to give him fun, spunky energy? It might just be a disagreement, like, you know, hey, I like cryptocurrency and you don't, and you should like cryptocurrency because, you know what I mean? It could be something as silly as that. And he wants to see your reaction. He's gauging whether or not, if he was to, you know, marry you or be with you in a partnership, how are you going to react if there is conflict? So there's a little test going on here. And it's very interesting because in the recent past, there was this weird vortex that the Divine Masculine kind of got thrown into, right? It kind of felt like, you know, if you went through it, because it kind of felt like, Divine Feminine, that you were drowning. And this would have been in a karmic situation with whoever you're with now, with family, with a friend or something, or even with your Divine Masculine. But there's this vortex, and it kind of feels like you were brought down into this fear, or this angst or this scary place. And if you notice, it really looks like there's something attached to her that's holding her down. And this is the message for you today, is to, unattach yourself with anything that's bringing you down. Even if your masculine tests you in some kind of way, even if he says, I'll call you tomorrow, and he doesn't, or even if he says, I like baseball and you don't, so we could never be together. Even if he puts some kind of test in your way, stay very, very calm. Remain calm and loving, even though there's this test coming. Because remember, the divine masculine is sent to test you. He does this so you can be awakened, and he does it so you can come out of your, what's the word, divine feminine? Come out of your ego and go back into your soul, your loving space, the space that you were always designed to be in. I love this next card. This is the divine feminine in complete and utter disbelief at how strong the masculine is. But not only that, the potential shock that he's going to bring her in a way of, I don't know, he might bring some kind of sexiness to him. I feel like there's this sexiness going to be brought across. And this card here, the Nagus, is very interesting, because this is where Quark has an unexpected turn as the Grand Nagus Zek arrives and announces that he will be holding an important conference, right? Quark is actually going to be named as the successor. So there's some success here that your masculine's having. You can see it in this card quite clearly. He's using his strength. That lion is fighting with him, right? He's got this strength behind him. And it's very sexy for many of you feminine when you are watching this. Have no mistake, we have the Kardashian warship here, right? He is at war with others. Not necessarily in a bad way, but there are things that he's battling in his life that you have to be aware of. I love this representation here on the Joe Jusko trading cards. We have this masculine setting forth on a new horizon, moving somewhere. Perhaps he's moving somewhere across the water, or perhaps he goes on the water for some reason. But there's this water element here, and water, of course, is all to do with emotion. Again, we have this character Quark showing up. Now, he's very quirky. He is very persistent. As much as your divine masculine is being persistent, he's also enamored by you. Look at the power of the feminine here. That's the feminine in all of her glory. That's the feminine really taking control. And it's not control in the 3D, it's control of her own inner self. And this is really interesting because, again, we have, wow, my throat chakra here. My throat chakra going wild because some of you are not speaking your truth. And I don't mean that you need to be assertive, but Little Red Riding Hood is looking at you here and saying, some of you are with karmic partners that you shouldn't be with. Some of you aren't speaking your truth to your family members or even your friends who are, not allowing you to be this. Oh, wow. Woo. That's a message for you to work on your throat chakra if that's resonating with you today. There's this amazing feeling here, and for some of you this will be a great message. We have Q here, a mastermind. I'll read the back of this card because it's going to be important. It's number 16 card. Some of you may resonate with that number. The entity known as the Q is a seemingly omnipotent force from an alien body known as the Q continuum. Q usually appears in human form but is capable of materializing in any form that he wishes. While he's not truly evil, Q is mischievous and can cause great distress or even death to those he encounters. It's clear that Q bears no real malice towards those that he harasses, and he could easily destroy most humanoids with a wave of his hand, but he rarely does so. So this is about power. Your masculine wants some kind of power over you. Sometimes he can be a little bit naughty, and sometimes he can be a little bit nice. It's a very Santa Claus kind of concept here. But when he needs to be, he will fight for you. Okay? When he needs to fight, he will fight for you. And this is a representation, as much as it is gory, this is a representation of him, you know, having needed a lot of strength this year, but also taming his ego. You know, the lion is very synonymous with the ego. And again, the next card here, we have him slaying his own ego. I'm willing to be humble. I'm willing to let that go. I'm willing to change for you, right? This guy looks like he's fully in his ego. And the next card is very interesting. You know, this is the 3D version of the masculine. You know, remember Tarzan, how he used to, whatever he used to do. I don't know how to do it because I'm not a bloke. But, you know, and gender isn't important here. Remember that. We can exchange the genders for the twin flame journey. But the thing that's going on here is that he feels all this instinctual passion and this necessity to do these things that he does, and yet his ego is trying to go away at the same time. He's trying to tame it enough to be sensual, enough to be beautiful. And there's the feminine noticing this. I'm noticing that you're trying to be soft. I'm noticing that you're trying to be loving, right? And then we have him kind of sleeping like a baby in the arms of this predator. Now, for some of you, the divine masculines were saying, you know, my divine feminine was a predator in some kind of way. She was chasing me. She was hunting after me. And you'll all know what that's like. And then we have the feminine here, so beautiful. These cards kind of go hand in hand. You know, he's taming his ego, she's taming her ego. You know, if you can imagine, that's the divine feminine's ego. She's trying to tame it. You know, you don't want to be rude to your masculine. You don't want to say to him, you know, why did you do X, Y, Z? You don't want to do any of that stuff. You want to come back into that loving space. And there's Quark again, right? He's looking like he's not as confident or as overbearing as Quark normally is. If you know about Star Trek, you know that Quark can be quite overbearing as a character, right? He wants what he wants when he wants it. And of course, that is the ego. The next really important message is here. The divine masculine wants to say to you, I've been alone for a while. Even if he has a karmic partner, even if he has family around him, he feels alone. He feels like he's been doing all this fighting on his own. Look at what I've had to overcome here. Look how giant that massive alligator, crocodile, whatever it is, it's, you know, it's twice or three times the size of him. And again, we have the water, emotion, passion, emotion. So we have the feminine noticing the masculine, right? She's noticing him, she's missing him, sexually wanting him. He feels this energy. And of course, then we have the explosion, right? You know, it's an orgasm. You know, he wants to orgasm with you. He wants to, he's been through it all. you know, if we mention the pandemic and all of that stuff that we've been through, he's been through it all. He may have had even a shitty Christmas, right? I'm taming my ego. You know, I was spending time with animals. You know, there was death around me. I watched as all of this apocalypse kind of stuff happened. And now he's back for business, right? He was away for a while and he's back in business. He might have done some silly things. He might have hurt himself. We have the infirmary here, which is, you know, a medical place. He might have hurt you, feminine, right? But now we have this essence of working together. We have here, we come with the feminine and the masculine working together. Sometimes we need a tiny little bit of ego, you know, like assertiveness in our life. We're working with it now. Coming back together. Coming back together, right? We're docking again. I love this. I love the synchronicities of the cards. We're docking. Coming back in to what we need to do. And then we have the crew quarters, right? Coming back together. We want to have a talk. We want to have some time together. We want to get to know each other more and understand one another, right? And the resilience of the masculine and the feminine has been amazing. Look at how comfortable he looks. Even though, you know, this creature could kill him in a moment. But he's holding on. Holding on to the journey. Holding on. Trying to bring this innocence back into the connection. And we have a child here. We're bringing back the innocence into the connection, the love back into the connection, right? There may be a few more demons to slay, but that's just the ego talking. All right, so if your masculine is still in his ego, I'm going to call, you know, we have the awakened masculine, and then I call the other one the distorted masculine. There'll still be some distortions because the 3D reality still has distortions. But now we have this idea that instead of fighting all the time, and the feminine's really working this out, instead of fighting all the time, why don't we join together? Why don't we join together and be a team? Wow. Isn't that an epiphany? Look at that. Isn't that an epiphany, everyone? We are going to be a team. And there is no I in team. So I love this now. We have the space station being shown. And it says technical data. Okay? We can come together and we can brainstorm. And again, the card underneath it is another technical data card. We can brainstorm. We can work this out. How are we going to overcome this? And isn't this interesting? We have the masculine, a masculine energy all tied down here, and he's got a cross on him, you know, signifying the spiritual experience. He's about to get eaten by this, I think it's a leopard, right? Now we brainstorm. Now we come together. Okay? This is what we have to do in the twin flame journey. So I'm going to put these cards away just for a moment. I'm going to check the bottom of the deck for both of them. First, remember the bottom of the deck in any deck is very important. Okay. We have Major Kira Neris. Now she is very strong. The divine feminine has had to be very strong. But the next card here, again, is this: we are going to take on the world together. Right? This is the divine feminine in the recent past, doing everything alone, which is the spiritual journey. So there's nothing wrong with that. But because you're doing the work, now your masculine's going to want to come in and do it with you. Okay. Really interesting cards. Whew, we need a drink. I just noticed the light. The light's gone away. Like, oh, there it is. Here's Little Red Riding Hood with all the light on her like an angel. And here's me in the dark. Did you make that happen? Are you gaslighting me again? Is that what's going on? So the big message I want you to hear today, because it's Christmas time, sometimes we can become sentimental and sometimes we can understand that love is really the only answer. But I really want you to understand that aside from all the materialism that is Christmas, the only thing that matters is the love, right? So you can love your masculine unconditionally, even if he does X, Y, and Z in the 3D. You can still bless him for teaching you a lesson. You can still bless him for being on his journey. You can still love him anyway. So let's just say we're going to use Little Red Riding Hood, and maybe I'll see if I've got someone else I can use. And Donkey. Oh, Donkey's right here. Donkey and Little Red Riding Hood. Okay, so Donkey's going to be the AKA the Divine Masculine, and Little Red Riding Hood here is going to be, who are you going to be? You're going to be Little Red Riding Hood. The Divine Feminine, of course. Good. Okay, so Donkey needs stilts because he's very short. There he is. Alrighty, so we're just going to do a little role play. If you've stayed around this long, you get to see the role play. So, ooh, how lucky are you? Spending Christmas with the crazy tarot for you 444. All right, so that looks pretty, doesn't it? Okay, so Divine Masculine is going to say, we're going to just do a few little scenarios so you can get with it. All right, get with the program, Divine Feminine. We're getting with the program today. Hi, Divine Feminine. Little Red Riding Hood. I'm going to call you tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Okay, is that okay? Is that okay? Is that okay? Oh, okay. Yes, it is. And she's going to go away and she's going to get into her favorite, I don't know, lingerie. I don't know what she's going to do. She's going to get jiggy with it in her own spiritual way. She might make herself look pretty. She might have a long bath. You know, they're going to do a video call later, perhaps. There's my throat chakra going crazy. And then Divine Masculine is going to be so busy, right? You know how busy Donkey can get. He got these brand new Star Trek trading cards and he's trying to learn who all the characters are. So there he is getting really busy. Okay, and guess what happens? The time goes by and supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. She's all happy and excited and ready. She might be having a bad hair day. But she's ready for this video call. All right, I don't know, is she going to undo some of her ribbons? I don't know if it's that kind of video call or not, but she's wanting the video call. She wants to hear his voice. She wants to, I don't know, give him some apples from her basket. Take that how it resonates for you. So this is what's happening, is she really wants to hear from him, and she's looking at her imaginary watch and he doesn't come through. So she goes over here and says all manner of expletives. Is that how you say that word? I don't know. You'll have to tell me in the comments. But, you know, F him. He's a drongo. He's a asshole. He forgot about me. Meanwhile, Divine Masculine is checking out. He's like, oh my god, the planet Bajor is amazing. Look, read the back. Wow, the war-torn surface of the planet Bajor is now beginning its recovery from Kardashian occupation. So he's very excited about something else. He didn't intentionally mean to forget divine feminine. In fact, he might even send a text message a little bit later on saying, oh, I'm so sorry, I forgot. And she's going to ignore him, of course, because she's in her what? Ego. That's the word for the day. Ego. When she goes sideways, she's in her ego. All right. Now, he might say, I'm going to make it up to you. I'm really sorry, blah, blah, blah. And they have a few phone calls in between and they're getting along really good. La, 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 la. Everything's fine. You look amazing. You look amazing. Do, 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 do. And then he's going to say, oh my God, you so have to come to New Year's with me. It's going to be a blast. It's at this place at this time. It's at Planet Bejor at 6 p.m. Okay. So she's like, oh my God, I'm going out for New Year's Eve with my divine masculine. Okay. So off they go. They go their separate ways. And all of a sudden, at 4 p.m. on New Year's, he gets a call from his mother and he needs to go and check the property down at Donkey Lake. So off he goes. And divine feminine, aka Little Red Riding Hood, is waiting, checking her imaginary watch again. And guess what? Absolutely no divine frickin' masculine. Ego, right? Now, I'm not saying for a moment, and neither is Little Red Riding Hood a donkey, I'm not saying for a moment that your divine masculine doesn't do some things intentionally, because these two things have been, you know, like he's been looking at the trading cards and then he had to go and do something for his mum, so that's okay. Sometimes the masculine is a little bit insensitive and he just doesn't call you, or he doesn't text you, or he doesn't meet you. And she might have gone home at 9 p.m. really disappointed that the masculine wasn't there, and he rocks up at 9 p.m. going, yeah, Happy New Year everyone, amazing, I just checked the lake for my mum, Donkey Lake. Right? So there's a lot of opportunities that are being missed because the feminine can be in her ego. All right? So what I want you to just practice doing, just for fun, just for 1 week, see if you can do it for 1 whole week. Come into that, like, you know how you do all your meditation or your yoga or whatever you're doing that's spiritual that you love. Come into that space, stay in that space, and no matter what your masculine does or doesn't do, wow, it's going dark again. Don't let the sun go down on me, yeah. I don't know what's going on today. It's crazy. So no matter what he does or doesn't do, love him anyway. Wow. Major epiphany. I'm going to love him anyway, because who is he? He is you. Why isn't he showing up? Why isn't he showing up? Because can we guess it? Can we guess why? Because she's thinking about him in the 3D all of the time instead of going within. Now, when she got ready for the party, what she could have done is gone, nothing to do with the masculine, but I'm so beautiful. I'm still going to meditate. I'm still going to pray. I'm still going to do all of those things. And if he shows up or not, I'm going to have a great night with Cindy or Lulu or Jack or whoever, right? So don't place so much emphasis on your masculine. Wow, she's levitating now. Look at this. That's freaky. If she starts spinning around, ready? Okay. Wow, her dress. Leave your dress down. Thank you very much. All right, so she's levitating. She's so mad. She's levitating. She's gone into that devil energy. We don't want to do that. Come back down to earth and ground yourself, divine feminine. Right? Now, whew, I can hear all the people screaming at me now, but what if my divine masculine is a total prick? What if he's not? I don't know. Do people say prick in other countries? In Australia, we say that all the time. Or maybe I just do because I'm old-fashioned. But if he's being an asshole, if he's doing these things to you, ignore it. Okay? Just ignore it. Pretend that you're amazing anyway. I'm having a wonderful, beautiful day, night, afternoon, evening, or morning, no matter what my masculine is doing in the 3D. So if he shows up or if he doesn't show up, if he says he's going to do something or if he doesn't do something, yes, perhaps that needs a conversation in the future, but you're okay anyway. Your life isn't dependent on what your divine masculine is doing. And I'm going to say that again. Your life is not dependent on what your masculine is or isn't doing in the 3D reality. Remember, this is a spiritual journey, and that's perhaps why Little Red Riding Hood has got this God light on her today, or the sunlight, whichever one you want to say, right? She is interdependent of the masculine. And why is she interdependent of him? She doesn't need him because he is her, right? We're going to do something very naughty. See if you can find Donkey, everyone. Where's Donkey gone? That's not supposed to be rude, but they are one, okay? So Donkey is already under her dress in spiritual terms, all right? Without meaning to sound rude. I couldn't fit him up her sleeve or anywhere else. I could have, I don't know, we could go up the back, but that looks even worse. So, oh, it doesn't actually. Maybe that's just her dress puffing out a little bit like that. So stay out of your ego, divine feminine. Remember, ego, right? You know, be humble, be loving, be peaceful. Your divine masculine will do what he wants in the 3D. He's going to be racing around, looking at trading cards, shopping, you know, buying flowers for his partner or whatever he's doing. Let him go, right? Let him go. And have your own winter wonderland, all right? In Australia, actually, it's summer here. So, but that song keeps coming, you know, walking in a winter wonderland. Very happy song. I don't know what it is. Do-do-do, do-do-do-do. Very happy. Do-do-do, do-do-do-do. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. And Donkey's a great representation of the masculine, because if we look at Donkey in the movie Shrek, there goes my throat chakra again. He is happy, 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 joy, joy all of the time, except when he's freaking out. But most of the time he's happy, right? So this is a message for the feminine to come back into that space and be la 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 la. La 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 la, la 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 la, right? She can be as happy as she wants to be. That happiness isn't going to come from whether he shows up or not. The happiness comes from within. And then if he shows up, that's the added bonus. Wow, am I making sense? So what we need to, hang on a minute. Oh, okay. Wow. I'm okay. All right. Wow. Okay. Little Red Riding Hood's very disappointed that I haven't used Woody for this, because she believes that Woody is her twin flame. So bye Donkey. Bye Felicia. Just for a minute. Talking of being in my ego. Hi Divine Feminine. Would you like to come to New Year's with me? Yes, I'd love to come to New Year's with you. So off they go. Ring, 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 ring. Oh, we need to check Cowboy Lake, his mum says. Can you go and check and make sure everything's fine? Oh, sure. She rocks up and he's not there. He's not there. He's nowhere to be seen. She's looking under the benches. They're in a garden setting somewhere and there's lots of people, but she can't find him. Even Donkey's there this time. Hey, Little Red Riding Hood, I've got these cool trading cards, and you've got to see this planet called Planet, I've forgotten what it's called. Hang on, let me get my trading cards. So can you see? It doesn't matter, even though we used Woody, he did show up. He did, wow, oh my goodness me. Wow, apparently they're coming into union soon. I think he better go back in your basket just for a little while. He's being a little bit naughty today. And she says that Woody can venture into her lingerie at any time of the day that he likes. Ego. No, it's not. It's actually, she's being in her joy, isn't she? Wow. Okay, that would be very joyful for you, I'm very sure. Wow, oh wow. I didn't expect this reading to take a turn like that. So, Divine Feminine takeaways from this reading are: remain in your joy, remain in your loving space, get rid of the ego, stop blaming your masculine for all these things he's doing. And if he is doing all of these things to you, that's when you can come to me and I can help you and we can solve it together if you so wish to do that. My details are in the description box below. I am doing readings over the Christmas and New Year period. Whew. And of course, I've got all my packages available for twin flames who want to, come into union with themselves first and foremost, because that's what it's all about. You want to come into union with yourself first, and then the rest can happen like magic. Okay, so stay in the light, stay in your joy. And of course, before we go, I need to have a sip of my cranberry first. We are going to sing Joyful, Joyful, so that we can remain in our high vibration. So whatever songs bring you into that high vibration, just remember music is very healing and very good for your soul. Alrighty? So thank you for joining me. Have a beautiful day, night, afternoon, evening, or morning, wherever you are. Are we ready? Joyful, joyful Lord, we adore you. God of glory, God of light. Hearts unfold like flowers before him. By the way, what have you done for him lately? Ooh, yeah. What have you done for him lately? Ooh, yeah. Come and join the chorus, the mighty, mighty chorus. Woody is in love with Divine Feminine. Little Red Riding Hood, Divine Feminine. Joyful, joyful Lord, we adore you. God of glory, God of light. Hearts unfold like flowers before him. Do, 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 do. Wow, what a finale. What a finale. He wants to try and kiss. She's going to slap him with her basket. Ready? Oh, wow. Woody just fell out and went down on the floor. We'll find him later on. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone. If you need me, reach out to me. My details are down below in the description box. Stay in your joy. The masculine may give you a teeny tiny little test or three. So yeah, stay in your joy. And Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever, I don't know, whatever people say, Happy Hanukkah. I don't know what the things are. So I'm not very politically correct, but however you're experiencing Christmas, I wish you love and light and peace and many blessings to come your way. And thank you so much for following me. I appreciate it very much. Bye everyone. Have a great day, night, afternoon, evening, or morning, wherever you are in the world. Bye everyone. Bye.